Okay, welcome to the presentation of the EpiRichText Box control made generally available by ROI Console for Epicor 10.0.700.4. Although it can cover any flavor that your service pack is in, it supports Vantage, Epicor 9, and also Epicor 10, Epicor 9 Progress and SQL Databases, by the way. Okay, in terms of the control itself, as I said, it's pretty much the same as any other Epicor control in the toolbox palette. You add it to your form, bind it to a piece of data or record, whether that be a sales order header, sales order detail line, purchase order number, or in this case, an ABC code, and then you can enter data, as you can see in front of you, in quite a full-featured manner, as if you were in Microsoft Word, Notepad, so on and so forth. And then that data is obviously saved, persistent, reloaded, and refreshes with the record that you're on. If you have multiple records in the screen, the appropriate value will appear based on the record, the key record that you've attached it to. So let's go through some of the functionality available in the menus. As you can see here in the edit menu, we've got undo, redo, cut, copy and paste, as if you would find in any clipboard based operation. Find and replace, so if you wish to find any text within the box and replace it with another text string, you can do so using that functionality. You have select all, selects all the content of the box. You can also insert an image. So if I wanted to insert an image there, let's say, locate an appropriate image to insert. I've got here. Okay, so we've got that image inserted into the text box there. So it's really good. I mean, if you're doing sales order, reports and, invoices that are going to go out to customers and you wanted images of the products, next to the detail lines and that type of thing, this, could really come in handy, for that type of functionality. You can also insert a table as well. So if I wanted a 2-row table with 4 columns, I can do so there. This is row 1, and then I can insert my data in row 2, and so on and so forth. Row 3. Okay, so allow you to format text appropriately in a table. The font functionality basically allows us to select the font using the standard font dialog, the font type, the font style, the font size and the effects. Once we select that, it allows us to write in that font. And of course, we can change the font color of any particular selection. Okay, so and then we've got the standard bold, italic and underline functionality. Paragraphs can be indented and aligned, so if I wanted to align this paragraph to the right hand side of the box, I can do so. And if I wanted to indent this paragraph by, let's say, 10 points, I can do so, or let's indent it 15 points, I can do so using that functionality there. We can insert bullet points, as you saw earlier, to give a unnumbered list. Etc. And what more do you really need? You can insert, as I said, insert images, tables, format text, paragraphs, colors. You know, so it's quite a full-featured editor there. And you know, as I said, if you wanted to make your sales order invoices, or your you know, sales reports, or you know, any other type of standard report, or indeed just data within the Epicor system, you know, it's more effective, you know, more visual, more striking to the customer and your internal users, then this is the control that allows you to do that. It certainly facilitates that functionality. And a couple of other features that are recently available in the Epicor 10 version is the export. So essentially, if you wish to export this record, the ABC code, along with the text that you would find in this rich text box control, you can do that. It's integrated with Office, so you can do that. You can export that to Word, or indeed an Outlook email. So one of the key things to note is that it has inbuilt into it the file send record to file functionality and record by email functionality. So basically, this functionality creates a sysconfig file which is saved somewhere in the file system. When that sysconfig file is associated to the Epicor application, all you have to do is double click that sysconfig file, and that will load the application and also the record that you've exported. So, you know, really quite a useful functionality. And we'll see that in process in a moment. So let's export our record to a Word document. As I said, it inbuilds this sysconfig export. So it asks you, do you want to send the record shortcut with this export? If your answer is yes, you'll be required to enter where you saved the sysconfig file, because the process of saving the sysconfig file from the framework and the process of picking it up and putting it into the Word document are two different things. Okay, so first of all, you will select, right, I want to export it to my documents directory, and then of course we have to select it from our documents directory in order for it to be embedded in our Word document. So I select it there. That record is now being created. A Word document is being created in a temporary directory, and it should actually launch Microsoft Word with the details in it. So as you can see here, I've got a standard format template. Epicor record export. The program source is ERP UI ABC code entry. The exported by Epicor user ID is Epicor. We've got the primary key field, the primary key value, or the value of the record, current record. We have the rich text as we've entered it into the document, or into our rich text box. And we've also got our sysconfig file. So if I double click on that, you can see we've got the sysconfig file there. However, as I said, if we can change the association for that file, which I'll do in a moment, it should launch Epicor and launch that record in the system. So this is a temporary file. What I could do now is anything I want, you know, really with it. I mean, I can save that as, you know, into my documents directory, and so on and so forth, and take that document forward, pass it to my colleagues in a work stream or something like that. And very similar functionality exporting to email. The same process. Do you wish to export the sysconfig file with the record attached in your email? So there's some background processing going on there. and essentially it's the same process. So we export the sysconfig file, we import it into our email. The email text is then inserted into a new Microsoft Outlook message, and the sysconfig file is attached or embedded within that message. So again, the same format. We've got the Epicor record export, the program source, who exported the record, the key field value of the form, or the key field column name and the key field value, our rich text, and also we've attached our sysconfig file into the email as well. So at that point we can type in to our email the recipient and press send, and away we go. Everybody's happy. Okay, so in this instance what I'd like to do now is actually associate my sysconfig files with Epicor. To actually see that functionality in operation. Okay, so now I'll take that out of customization mode, so we should be able to launch it directly, and we can go to Epicor maintenance. We can now export that to Word or email. So let's export that to an email again. Same as sending the file by email, except we're using Word because it's part of Microsoft Office. This is supports Microsoft Office 2013 up. Okay, so in our desktop we want that sysconfig file. Select that sysconfig file. Our email should be generated. And that's this sysconfig file should be attached to the email. So it's embedded in the email. So what we can see here, if we scroll down, is our sysconfig. If I double click that now, we see our ABC code A has been loaded into the ABC code maintenance form. All right, so quite a full-featured and useful functionality, I think, for your Epicor records and your Epicor forms. Obviously, if you'd like to discuss it further, you're interested in purchasing it, you can give us a call on 0843 558 5470. Email me at cameron@roiconsole.co.uk, or indeed just visit the website and purchase them directly using credit card. You've got the facility to pay by PayPal and credit card for all these products, and obviously at that point you can get an ongoing support contract which covers you for maintenance, upgrades, and that type of thing. So as I said, if it's of any interest to you, then by all means do let me know.